wing it.
Hi.
T-Mac. We've started the episode.
Hello.
We're on. So on air, T-Mac, every week when we do a podcast, basically we're sitting in our studio, we set up the microphone, we set up the music, we make sure the volume levels are right.
We adjust the mixing board.
Do we do a production meeting? No. That's not our style.
We warn everybody in the closest vicinity to not try to do anything productive because we're going to be loud and obnoxious.
Absolutely. Basically, it is productivity levels 100% down when we are doing our podcast. We have a lot of interest from people around us, so don't even try to do a lick of work. Yes, a lick of work.
We incite profound dumbness around us.
Basically.
when we speak. Welcome everyone to episode 35 of Generational, where Gen X meets Gen Y.
We're coming to you live from our studios in Melbourne, Australia. It has been a horribly cold week this week, T-Mac.
However,
today
is a glorious day out, 18 degrees Celsius. For you in the United States that are going by the Fahrenheit measures, that would roughly be about, I think, about 72 degrees. Not too bad.
They're already learning. T-Mac. It's a new day. It's a new podcast day for all of our listeners and hopefully all of our new listeners as well. We've got a bunch of new friends on Facebook, which is fantastic. Let me just rattle off a few of the names. James, Ben, Jenny, Charlene, Sharon, Benny, and Sharon.
And Horatio.
Couple
Shazzas. Two Shazzas.
Juan.
Julio.
Troy. And Sharon. So welcome to all of you. And hopefully 2 or 3 of you listen to the show.
Yeah, and we got some new Twitter followers too.
Rattle through some of them, man.
I can. In fact,
we've got all day. We've got a half an hour podcast.
Let's
just rattle off. You know what? This is the name episode of Generational. Let's just rattle off some Twitter names, rattle off some Facebook names, and there's the show.
Well, look, we got a couple. Look, Dookie Diary. I think that was really appropriate after last week's Dookie Diary.
Dookie. Explain what Dookie is, because I don't know what Dookie means.
Oh, you don't know? Okay, it's an
I've
American
never
thing.
heard of
Dookie means dog shit, essentially.
It means dog shit.
It's Dookie.
Right.
So they basically say when they put the vitamins and nutrients are taken, what comes out is what they are. So they're claiming to be feces. So that's good. They're a follower of ours.
Good on them.
I think that should do it. I mean, Couch Potato Reviews, they're following us as well. We appreciate that, guys.
Lots of activity in the social marketing front, which is fantastic. So basically, everyone, Gen X, Gen Y,
a little bit awry.
That's generational.
We're bridging the gap here. We're going to touch on some social issues, some tech issues. We got some entertainment news, and some name facts, if I'm not mistaken.
So sit down, get excited, keep your expectations low, and away we go.
Thank you and welcome.
We're back, Generational, for another week. It's podcast day. Get excited, everyone. I'll tell you what else people can get excited about today, T-Mac. Can I tell you what else they can get excited about?
I'd love to hear it, brother.
Would you like to hear me say what else people can get excited about?
I would love to hear it, brother.
The real people on the other end of the line listening to us right now.
You're all on phone lines. We're all linked in on mobile phone lines.
We're a primitive podcast. We do it through the phone system. We call up each and every one of our listeners.
And to those of you that are on strings and cans, I hope you can hear us. And
thanks for coming.
We'll speak to you in Morse code.
Fantastic. Thanks for coming. So today is a very special day. Hangover 3, the epic finale to the Hangover trilogy, comes out today, T-Mac.
Can I tell you, I've never seen one of them.
You've never seen one of the Hangover movies? How have you not seen one of the Hangover movies? It's one of the biggest movies of the last 5 years.
I've been drunk for the past 5 years.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good excuse, actually.
Yeah,
that's not too. Oh, I understand.
Yeah.
It's a really great movie. Do you know the concept of the movie at least?
I think maybe Maybe the original one was like a bachelor party thing in
Ooh.
Vegas, and they all wake up and one of the, something like that.
It's basically there's a girl and she works at a newspaper, right? And she actually does like a wedding article for this newspaper. She always gets invited to the weddings as like the maid of honor or someone in the bridal party, and she has a dress for each one of these weddings. Now, at the start of the movie, she's been to 27 weddings, which means she has 27 dresses. Right?
Okay.
So Katherine Heigl basically is always the maid of honor, never the bride.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Or whatever
always a bridesmaid, never a bride.
Well, I don't know how the saying goes. I'm not female.
Yep, go on. So why didn't they name the movie 27 Dresses?
Well, I mean, they did a spin-off of the Hangover. They called it 27 Dresses, and it's exactly the same movie.
Yeah, okay.
So Hangover is basically it's a bunch of dudes. They get together, they get drunk, they wake up the next morning, they have no idea what happened the night before. They're trying to retract their steps.
Yeah.
T-Mac, I've had a similar thing happen to me.
Okay.
I thought I'd take this opportunity in our half an hour of quality time that we have, which is our podcast.
Yep.
Thought I'd tell you.
Okay. What a better place to do it.
Would you like to hear it?
Okay, then. I guess I'm kind of stuck here.
If you said no,
I guess I can.
Could have been an awkward conversation. All right, next segment.
Yes.
So basically, I went to Europe a year ago. I went to Prague. Have you been to Prague?
I have not been to Prague, unfortunately.
Prague is the dirtiest place on the planet.
Really?
I haven't been to everywhere on the planet, but Prague is the dirtiest, filthiest, sexiest place on the planet. It's brilliantly...
When you say dirty, filthy, do you mean like there's garbage strewn everywhere, or do you mean it's just like an Amsterdam on steroids?
It's Amsterdam on steroids.
Okay.
It's Amsterdam, leave a banana on every street corner and let it rot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then release chimpanzees into the city and just watch the magic happen.
And therein lies Prague.
And there's Prague, basically.
Okay.
So I had a night at Prague. So we were traveling around Prague, and I stayed at a hostel in Prague. Basically, I'll tell you what I woke up with in the morning, and then I'll tell you the story, because I woke up with some interesting items in my bed.
I thought you were going to say in your...
Yeah, well, that's another story.
Okay.
That's another story, T-Mac, okay? For another podcast.
Yeah.
Okay? Not this one. So basically, I woke up. I had a fake parrot in my bed. I had a straw in my shirt, which I had no idea how it got there.
A straw?
A straw.
Right.
A drinking straw.
In your shirt.
In my shirt.
Okay.
And I had cigarette rollies stuffed into my ears.
Okay.
Okay? So I had a fake parrot. I had a straw in my shirt and cigarette rollies stuffed into my ears. So the story went down like this. Okay, so we started down in the hostel underground dungeon bar, playing beer pong.
Yeah, as you do.
I felt like shit. This is 4 weeks into our Europe trip so far. I'd been drunk every single day, so I was run down. All right, I was pretty sad and I was pretty sorry for myself, T-Mac.
Depleted of nutrients, depleted of all fluids.
All fluids.
All types of fluids.
All types of fluids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So much masturbating. And I was feeling pretty shit, so I'm like, you know what, I'm not going to go out tonight. And they're like, what do you mean you're not going to go out tonight? There's this massive bar crawl. You have to come out tonight. I'm like, I'm not going to go out tonight. They're like, you got to come. So I went upstairs. I sculled 2 litres of water.
Yep.
Had a Panadol.
Of course.
I was ready to go out.
Sure.
Okay?
Yep.
So we head out on the bar crawl, and they take us to one of the shittest bars I've ever been to in my life. We left almost instantly. The guys took us to a much better club that only the locals normally went to. They didn't normally take foreigners to this club because it's dingy.
Dude, that's always the case when you're...
That's what they say.
Always the case. Always the fucking case when you're traveling around. We'll take you someplace you don't know about it. No one else knows about it. They get there, they cop their commission on bringing you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We brought the tourists. We told them that it's the place that we don't normally take people.
The Bulgarian manager will give them some free sex.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks for bringing them. Yeah, I'm horny, but you got any girls for me? I'm horny.
And then you're left to have a shit time. But anyway, you tell me how yours went down.
Well, so the guides, they take us to this special club that they've never brought anyone ever before.
Never. Of course not.
All right, they never have. That's what they told us, and I trust them.
Of course you do.
T-Mac, I trust these guys.
Why wouldn't you?
I trust these guys.
You're in the dirtiest, filthiest hole, city, dungeon bar in the world, and you trust the guy.
So there's a pool in front of the DJ booth. Great. People are jumping into it. They're getting wet. They're doing it.
Right.
We're a little bit bored. So me and a Kiwi guy go up to the guide. And we're like, listen, is there any other rooms in this club? We're bored of this one. And it didn't really seem like much was going on. It was actually a cathedral.
So you have high expectations because you're bored of a club that's underground with a built-in pool in front of a DJ.
Yeah.
And cocktails galore. You're bored with this.
Well, I mean, it's a club. And we're like, we want to do something different. We're in Prague.
Right. You're Gen Y.
We're Gen Y. Right. We want to explore.
We always need more.
We want to have an
better
experience.
This isn't good enough for us.
So we head upstairs. And we go into a lift with this guide, and he presses a button in the lift. The doors open a level up, and 2 prostitutes walk in.
Into the elevator?
Yes, into the elevator. Right. Scantily dressed.
Okay.
Probably on some sort of illicit drug.
Yep.
I will say, for our new listeners, illicit drugs.
Okay, probably because of their appearance, like the way they were
acting. They were just like, they were like semi-flirting with everyone. They were doing their thing.
Were they attractive?
They were like... Taken. You know how you've seen Taken with Liam Neeson?
No.
It's like sex trade. We've taken these tourists, we've put them on drugs, and we've chucked them in a leather G-banger.
Oh, really?
Kind of sexy.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Malnourished.
Yep.
Is the word I was looking for. Kind of sexy.
Yeah, okay.
If you know what I mean. So the doors open a couple of floors up from that, and at the top, in like the attic of this cathedral, strip club.
Really?
There's a strip club.
Okay.
So we wander in with the guide, and the guide's like, buy a drink. You better buy a drink. We're like, okay. So then we go sit down, and we're watching the strippers. We got our drink in our hand. We're having a sip. Couple of the strippers, because there's only like 6 guys up here. There's a couple of gangster-looking dudes, and there's me and this Kiwi dude.
Sure.
And we're sitting down, and we're watching the strippers. A couple of them instantly come over to us.
The guys or the strippers?
The strippers.
Okay, yeah.
Right? And they bring over like a menu of all the things that they will do to us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We weren't really interested in spending money. Okay?
Sure, okay.
Because they were expensive. It was like €100 for
what?
Like,
I thought this was happy hour.
Yeah, it was like €100, and all they were going to do was just like play with our willy a little bit.
Nipple twiddles. What the hell?
I can play with my own willy for
Jesus
free.
Christ.
Only €3 I can get this guy to give me a blowy. So it was one of those sort of situations, and we went, you know what, not interested. The strippers, though, they were trying to seduce us. Yeah, so one of them took the straw out of my drink and slipped it down my shirt.
Yeah, that's sexy.
Sexy,
that's
right?
That's really sexy.
Don't know what she's trying to do. A little bit of flirty, a little bit of teasing.
Would you like me to suck in your chest hairs?
But I was focused on her boobies.
It's very sexy.
Okay.
Of course you were.
So then the guide came back over to us. The strippers walked away because we weren't going to give them money. And the strippers came back to us and said, listen, the guide came back to us and said, listen, if you're not going to spend money, you should probably get the fuck out of here. Because those guys over there own this strip club.
And they're going to smash your ass.
And they'll smash you for just being up here and just looking at the strippers for free.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we got the fuck out of there, right?
Yep.
Because they were starting to look at us. It was starting to get like an antsy situation. We go into the stairwell. We walk back down, trying to get back to the club. We find a VIP room. Jungle themed.
Okay. Yeah.
Stole a parrot. Stole a fake parrot. That's where the fake parrot came from.
Okay.
Stole the fake parrot. So then we wander back down. We find the regular floor with the pool and everything is, and we find one of the American guys that we were staying in the hostel with, and we're like, you know what? Let's go buy some weed. Okay? Let's buy some weed. There's a bunch of dudes just literally walking the streets of Prague selling people weed.
Yeah.
That's just what they do.
Thai bud here, Thai bud, Mexican, leaf.
So
purple sticky.
I'm pretty smashed at this stage, T-Mac. I'm pretty gone. So is the American, and we're finding a drug dealer. We find one.
Wait,
and
so is the American? Now you're with an American?
Yeah, I'm with the American.
I thought you were with a Kiwi.
No, I found the American at the bottom. Are you even listening to my?
Yeah, I am. Sorry. So the American, right?
You never listen to me.
Yeah. No, I am listening. I am. Yeah. So you're with the Yank guy. Yankee.
We'll talk about that later.
Yep.
So we find the drug dealer, and we're both pretty smashed. And we decide, you know what? Let's try to get a good deal out of this drug dealer.
Yeah.
Okay. He gives us a price. We're like, you know what? Let's meet in the middle. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
You're going to shave €50 off this price, or we're going to walk away. Drug dealer didn't really like that. Okay. He got he got a little bit aggressive toward us, T-Mac.
Okay.
So we paid his price.
Sure.
We paid his price. Headed back to the hostel and smoked weed until the early hours of the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
Sure.
Went back to my room. My Aussie mate was back there already. He had a female companion in there, and they were banging pretty loudly.
Okay.
Still had a few rollies left over from the bud.
Yeah.
Stuffed them in my ears. Went to sleep.
Therein lies the Joshua Czech Republic Hangover pilot episode.
So go check out Hangover 3, and it's basically that story.
So Joshua, your beloved Bieber has copped it again.
He's
in the news.
He's in the news again.
He's copped it again.
Give it to me, T-Mac. It's Bieber news time.
Have you heard about it?
I read a little bit about it, but I don't know the full story.
He's
so
copped some negative press from John Bon Jovi of all people.
Oh my god! You don't. He's the kind of guy you do not want to piss off John Bon Jovi.
No, this is an '80s rock icon.
You don't get in his face.
Who has really done well for himself, not unlike John Stamos, really.
John Bon Jovi.
He's put in the test of time. He's still getting the ladies. He's still attracted to the young ladies.
We're talking about Stamos now, are we?
Yeah,
Bon Jovi, because Stamos is a legend.
Yeah, I know you think that.
We're a big fan of Stamos. All the new listeners, this show actually doubles for the Stamos fan club.
Yeah, and when we say we mean Joshua. So Bon Jovi has come down hard on the Biebs.
No. What about?
For being late to shows. Being late to shows. Now, as you, I think...
Punctuality.
You reported a couple, I don't know, a little while ago that he kept his fans waiting for 2-3 hours, something like that.
Yeah, and that was the mums were pretty pissed off.
Yeah, and so...
Mums were upset about that.
And so it's happening again.
Okay.
He's perpetuating this. But to quote Bon Jovi, he says he's an asshole. He said, "You're an asshole. Just go to work." Just go to work, he's telling him.
That's one thing about 80s rock stars. They are punctual.
Yeah, they are, indeed.
They are punctual, those guys.
But the way he says it, just go to work, it's like he's working at the Del Taco down on Sunset
Just
Strip.
go to work, all right? You got to make a shift.
Put on your paper hat.
Amelia's been working for 4 hours.
Clip on the name badge.
Get your apron on. Hygiene.
You know what I'm saying? Punch the time clock.
Wash your hands and get ready to serve some tacos.
Don't forget the jalapenos. Cut them finely.
Jalapenos? How do you say it? Jalapenos, I say.
Jalapenos.
Jalapenos.
Penos.
Is that like the Spanish way of saying it?
Yes, it is.
That's the fancy way of saying it. There you go, learning.
I'm just glad you're not saying jalapenos, which a lot of Australians say.
Love it.
So I know you're good friends with the Biebs.
I'm friends with.
And
the
in fact, you went out to LA and saw him a couple of weeks ago, right?
We had a chat. I mean, he's been in the news a lot lately.
Yeah. And I know he's being late is not the only rude thing he does. And you had expressed some things that he does that are also rude, and that he has been known in the past for. He's come to terms with some of these. Did you want to share with the listeners some of the rude things he does?
He doesn't put the seat back down.
Yeah.
And with females, I mean, I can feel that pain because I only ever wee sitting down as well.
Yeah.
So that's a little fact that you probably didn't know about me. So when he doesn't put the seat down, I have to touch it.
Do you also wipe your ass from the front?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I wipe, and I make sure I always clean my vagina after I go to the toilet as well.
Yeah, douche.
So
that's good. So I wanted to bring that up because I know you're a big Biebs fan, and John Bon Jovi. If we have one thing to say to him, I would say, look. Take it easy on the guy. You were once young. You may have been late to a concert or two, John.
If Justin Bieber was to annoy John Bon Jovi anymore, how do you think John Bon Jovi would go about teaching Justin Bieber a lesson? Would it be a physical thing? Would he write a song about it? Would he chuck on his leather pants? And maybe, would he just intimidate him with those?
I think he might basically wait for Justin to show up at his own concert, at Justin's concert.
And
then
late.
Late. And then what John would do is barrel through the front doors of the arena on his chopper.
Yeah.
Drive right up to the stage, grab the mic out of Bieber's hand.
Hijack the show,
exactly.
14-year-old girls would love that.
He would give love a bad name.
Can you imagine that? They rock up, they think they're going to see Justin Bieber. Oh, we're just Justin Bieber. We're going to sing Baby, 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 Girlfriend, whatever. John Bon Jovi
rocks up and hijacks the show.
80s rock star takes over.
How do you think that would go over?
I think the 14-year-old girls would love it. So T-Mac, it's been a busy week for our social marketers. Our social marketing team.
It has. Those guys have been working through the night.
Around the clock and through
Around
the night.
clock and through the night.
Through the night?
They work for free, guys.
They do.
You know, give these guys credit. Doogie, he's one of our top guys.
Both of our mums.
Yeah, both of our moms. Auntie Dubois.
Yeah.
She's a medium, so she does it all mentally. And who's the other one? I think there's
Billy Ray.
Yeah, that's Billy Ray.
We call him. What do we call him?
We call him BR.
We call him BR.
Yeah,
that's what we do.
And he's been working through the night. So
overalls.
They have been putting in long hours for the social media.
They have, and they've come up with a couple of ideas for us, T-Mac, as well.
Yeah, some really good ones.
They thought of a new segment which we will probably do every week. It's called Josho's Name Facts. Yeah. Josho's Name Facts, and we've got a little ditty for it as well. Here we go. It is time for the Josho's Name Facts. It could be you, or it could be you, or it could be you. It's Josho's Name Facts. So the idea is, I'm going to put a post up on our Facebook every single week.
Who came up with this? Was this BR?
The social, it was BR's, overalls. We call them overalls because he only wears overalls. Every week there'll be a post on our Facebook page. If you like our page and share the post, you could be part of Josho's Name Facts every single week. So you get your name mentioned on the podcast, listened to by over 14 people.
Yeah, that's
which is a big deal.
I'm trying to get over this naming of it. Name facts. What do you mean? Like you name them and then you tell a fact about them?
Basically, what happens is I'm going to be picking out 4 or 5 people every week.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a little bit of research on them, T-Mac.
Okay.
You know I love my research.
I do.
I'm a big guy on research. So I'm going to do some research on these people. If I choose you, I'll do research on you. And then I'll come to the show with a little bit of a fact that everyone didn't know about that person.
And yeah, mind you, this person may not have known it about themselves either, because it could have been said by someone else. And in fact, it may offend some people. So
generationalized.
You choose whether or not you want that to happen to you. I mean, it could be a bit of fun. You could find out something about your long-lost father.
Could be a bit of fun. You could get offended by it. You might sue us.
Exactly right.
Generationalized.
Yeah.
That's how we roll at Generational.
You may find out there's a sexual assault suit pending on you, anything of that nature. But you know what? It may be beneficial too. It may give you a head start and get that lawyer happening and get into court as soon as you can.
So I'm going to get the ball rolling with a few of our favorites this week.
Yes.
All right. Obviously, people don't know about this segment yet, so we haven't got any names. But next week, I'm going to have the post up.
Yep.
You can like it, you can share it, and you could be You could be part of Josho's Name Facts next week. Every Thursday, Generational.
Something to strive for.
So, first person that I thought I'd do a little bit of a name fact, a little bit of research on, is Locke Ryan.
Yes.
He's part of the new podcast, a friend of ours.
He is indeed.
A podcasting friend of ours in the industry. A little bit of a fact you probably didn't know about Locke Ryan. He has actually placed the highest bid on Angelina Jolie's left ovary.
Oh, wow.
She's getting her ovaries removed.
She is indeed.
And he's got the highest bid for that ovary.
Go Locke.
I believe it's at 14 grand at the moment. So
that's insane.
Locke Ryan, don't know what you're going to do with that, but I like where you're headed.
Huh? Yeah, it's a good one.
I like whatever you're going to do with it. Okay? Another one is Simon Godfrey, also from the new podcast.
The new podcast.
So check them out, Locke Ryan and Simon Godfrey from the new. Simon Godfrey was the last dude Ellen DeGeneres ever hooked up with.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I did actually know that.
You
yeah,
knew?
Simon told me when we were in.
Does he flaunt that? I've never heard him say that.
Well, we were in La
before.
Paz, Mexico, one time, knocking back some blue Curaçao tequilas, and he had mentioned that, and he said that she had a distended clitoris. So I wasn't sure if that was ever going to come out.
Okay,
yeah.
Right.
So
that's a lot of details for name facts. So name facts is already getting some traction.
Yeah, it's getting some traction, big time. Cut through name facts.
Another one is Aaron Dixon, a friend of the podcast as well.
That's right.
Aaron Dixon was the last dude Simon Godfrey ever hooked up with.
Oh, okay.
So
that's interesting. Yeah,
that's a little bit of it was a little bit of a circle.
Well, podcasting in general and our fan base is really ancestral in that sense.
Exactly
and
right.
So
it's the industry.
It is. It's one of those things in the industry that you can never really avoid. Most people want to kind of keep it under wraps, but you know what? In Josh's segment, it's all coming out.
Go with it.
Just run with it.
Last one is Danielle Mistretta, another friend of the podcast. It's actually her birthday today.
Oh, okay.
Danielle Mistretta from Melbourne. Danielle, I think that she may have misread the news, T-Mac.
Yeah?
Because she's actually the highest bidder for Angelina Jolie's Avery.
Oh, wow, okay.
So she obviously...
Does that come including the birds, or just the aviary itself?
Just the aviary. She assumes that there's an aviary cage that Angelina's getting rid of.
Sure.
Something to do with aviary cancer. She didn't really understand what that was.
Yeah, well, there was a bird flu last season, so she probably thought it was following on from that.
Exactly right. Yeah. So she's a little bit excited about the aviary that was owned by Angelina, and she wants to purchase that.
Okay,
so
we'll see how that goes.
So there's Josh O Name Facts for week number 1. If you want to be part of it, like I said, like our page on Facebook. It's facebook.com/generationalpodcast. Like the page, share the comment, and bada bing. Bada bing? That's not our style. That is
that's not our style. That's mafia style. But if you want to be part of Joshua's name and shame game, I guess we'll just that'll be the AKA of it.
Yeah, okay. Name and shame. Name and shame game. I like that. That's good. Okay. See, we're marketing. We're marketing our product during the show.
We just brainstormed during the show. But get on it, do that, and look. If there's something you're ashamed of, don't do it, because it will be found out. So I got a bit of a tech update here for you, my brother.
Oh, we're going to tech update. It's kind of our forte.
I might have to race through this a little bit, but you may have heard of it. Microsoft has unveiled Generation Xbox One, the next generation Xbox. I heard
about this. A lot of people were thinking it would be Xbox 720.
But it's called Xbox One 720 because 360.
Yeah, that's what they thought. Yeah, so they're like, 360, the sequel, 720.
You're just spinning around in circles.
How many times can you spin?
Nah.
Before you get dizzy?
So some facts about it. This is 8 years after the original model came out. 8 years later, this one's coming out.
So 360 came out 8 years ago.
That's correct. Yeah.
So 8.
8 years ago. 8.
Otto in Italian.
Now, some of the things that this new one will do, it can stream music.
It can stream music.
You can browse the internet.
It can browse the internet.
Okay, so PlayStation does this already, right? And so does Xbox, or anyway.
Xbox does it as well, yeah.
You can watch movies, and you can Skype your buddies, is what they're saying. So you can Skype.
You can Skype now?
You can Skype on it.
There's a reason to buy it.
I think so.
These people have to not have iPads, obviously, because that's all stuff you can do on your iPad.
Yeah, look, you plug the Xbox into your computer, and you can do all this stuff. It's great.
So you have a computer.
That's right.
And if you want to Skype,
you just
grab an Xbox.
That's right.
Get an Xbox One.
Have it next to you.
Hook it up to your computer.
Skype it. It'll be in the picture as well.
Throw out your webcam. Throw out your iPads. Get yourself an Xbox One.
It's also got voice activation, so you can say things like Xbox turn on, or go to movies, and it'll stream movies.
Oh, I hate pushing buttons.
Isn't that annoying?
Oh my god!
I've always said another way of easing pain for Gen Y.
Can I take you through a regular night at the Josh O household?
Yes.
Hey Josh, do you want to play some Xbox? Do we have to press the button? That's a good point. Yeah, let's not play Xbox.
Let's not play it.
So now they've come up with the voice control. That's fantastic.
They have. Now it's got some drawbacks.
Okay.
So there are some things.
Those are the benefits.
Those are all the benefits. Those are the pros. I do have to go into the cons because this is not a biased show. We like to show both sides.
Exactly right.
So some of the things you cannot do with the new generation Xbox One, you can't wear it as a sombrero.
That's too
unfortunately.
bad.
So that's really you can't whack it on. You can't go down to the Mexicana pub.
Can I take you through another night at the Josh O household?
Yeah, please.
Josh, do you want to head out and go to a bar? It's sunny outside. Any sombreros? Haven't got any. I'm not going to go out. There you go, another night. So that solves that problem as well.
You can surf the internet, but you can't surf the big waves at Waimea Bay, Hawaii. And that's a bit of a nuisance.
Can I take you through another? No, I'm not going to do that. That sucks!
It really does. Look, these are some real drawbacks here. You can't heat your sausage roll. You cannot just insert your sausage roll
into...
And I mean that in more ways than one.
Exactly right.
And heat it up.
I'm with you.
And I think probably the worst thing about it, and this is probably going to be the one that knocks me over, I'm not going to buy this. You can't dress it in a gown and take it to Comic-Con.
Xbox.
How am I going to go to Comic-Con if I don't have a date?
So,
you know what I'm saying?
I guess what we're saying is the tech update today is Microsoft. Get with it. So, T-Mac, how you feeling? That was pretty good.
I'm feeling smooth.
So the strong latte, I'll give you a report. of how my latte was today. Strong, milky, sugary, sexy was my latte today.
Okay.
And that's actually,
I think that was very similar to your latte last week, if I'm not mistaken.
coincidentally how I'm feeling right now as well.
Yeah. Well, I am too, and I think a lot of our fans are feeling very caramelized and oniony after that episode.
If this was the first episode that you've ever listened to, welcome to Generational.
Welcome. Grab a tissue, wipe up.
Yeah, you're finished, you're done.
Look around you, see what happened during that time. Did a mouse run down the back of the television set?
Go outside, catch some rays.
Look around you.
Get some vitamin D in you.
Think about who you want to be with next.
Call your loved ones. Tell them I said hi.
Push play again. Listen to the last episode.
Listen to the last one. Do a review on iTunes. You got time.
Go listen to the new podcast.
Listen to it. Then ours again.
But then come back to ours.
Back to ours again. Okay. Don't fall in love with the new. They are great. But listen to us and them, maybe.
If you want to hear some really good diction, some strong vocabulary, listen to the new. If you like to mix it up a bit and
not have any of those things,
then listen to us.
Listen to us. That's probably the best thing. Yeah. There's your options right there.
So if you're new to us, you already know how to find us because you found us and you're here. If you're not with us and you're elsewhere, go to Facebook.
Yeah.
Generational, whatever that is.
Yeah, if you basically, for the people who aren't listening to this podcast, you haven't found us yet, so check us out at Facebook, facebook.com/generationalpodcast. And then become friends with us as well if you want. That's facebook.com/gen.irrational. There you go, just to confuse you a little bit. Go on to Twitter @generational. You can email us on generational@gmail.com.
That's correct. And if you want to find Joshua around the traps, just go to one of the underground Czechoslovakian bars that has a pool in front of the DJ. You'll find him there underwater, sitting with a large Bulgarian woman and enjoying himself.
And that's Generational.
That's where to find him.
That's Generational. Thanks for listening. We will talk to you next week.
We out.
Late.